All right. So we can say an operator is a symbol basically used for data manipulation. You got my point? An operator is a symbol used for data manipulation. Symbol that perform an operation. Perfect, Danis. Mamta, operations on operator, yeah. But I didn't get this. Operations on a operator. I didn't get it properly, Mamta. So basically, operator is a symbol used to perform an operation between one operand. So when it is one operand, then there is no nothing called as between. But in general, what we will have one or more operand to operate with an operator. Okay, so there are operators of different categories like arithmetic, relational, bitwise, logical, right? What else are there? Arithmetic, relational, bitwise, logical. Okay, there are two category for operators. We have unary. So for unary operation, we only need one operand to operate. Second category we have is binary. So to operate a binary operator, what we need is two operand at least. Okay, so in unary we can have like this negation sign, this not sign, plus plus and minus minus. So these are basically unary, and rest of these like these plus, minus, divide, modulus, multiply, also these and, or, we need two operand. Like I'll come to bitwise later on. For them also we need basically two operands. Okay, so let's start with arithmetic operators. So I believe all you knows like how plus works, minus, divide, modulus, and the into. I'll take small example, very quick. We have int a is equals to 20 and b is equals to 10, for example. So we want to print their sum. What we can just do is we can say a plus b. Okay, can anyone guess the output? My words were not matching with the text earlier. I just made it correct. So
do a lot, or maybe they don't want to do much. So I want you to think, what do you think the oldest person?
80, okay. 10, 10, 30. All right. Samir. Samir, are you new in this batch?
Not really new, but I missed like one or two. But I watched already I already watched the recorded.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Samir.
Sure, thank you so much.
All right. So Samir was saying 30. Yeah. Okay. So the answer would be some, then some space, and 2010. Now the question is how. Let me just run it once and I'll discuss that later on. So you can see we are getting some 2010 that I wrote here. This is the output. Now the question is how we are going to get this one. So when we have something called string and we use plus symbol with that, so what happens? Everything will be converted into a string. So it is basically something like that. We are doing sum plus 20 plus 10. This is something called like this. That's why we are getting sum 20 and 10. If we want sum to be printed, then what we need to do is we can write it like this. First do the sum of these two, then whatever the value of sum is, append or concatenate this with sum. All right, guys. So now we will get sum 30. Any doubt? So when using plus with string, make sure to read the question carefully and answer accordingly. Right. Now what I have is, let me take 3 more line. This is sum and this is subtraction. This is for multiplication. And the last one we have for division. So here we'll say minus, it would be into, and then it would be divided. The last we have is called modulus. Okay, just tell me the answer for the last one. I think for rest of the cases you can guess. Okay, let me just modify this question. Let's do it now from the beginning. Zero. Okay. So for some, it would be simple, quite straightforward. 23. Sum 23, right? For subtraction, it would be 17. Multiplication, it would be 60. For division, what it would be? Samir, you are right. It would be 6 for division, not 6.0. It would be 6 only because we haven't specified double anywhere. Okay, and the interesting one is the last one. 2. Perfect. All right, let me just run it once and match your answers with this. In case you hand it out, please feel free to ask. So we are getting 23, 17, 66, and 2. I believe there is no doubt with any of the operator. If yes, then we can proceed to next level. I mean the next available data type. Sorry, operator. Please give me a go ahead. Last one, please, Samir. All right. No doubt. Okay. So Samira has given us go ahead. Now this will be on Pravina. Okay. Pravina, can you answer this?
Yeah, it will be 3.
3.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Very good. Okay, so let's discuss this one. This is modulus operator. So basically what it does, it gives us a reminder. So for example, we were talking about 20 and we were talking about 3. So we can see here, we can divide 6 times and we will get 18. We cannot divide it 7 times, right? So after dividing 6 times, what we will get is, like, everyone know the basics. When we divide it, let's say this is 20 and we did division, so we get 18 here and the remainder is 2, right? So this is basically what this modular operator gives us. All right, guys. Samir, do you have any doubt in this? Please confirm.
Yeah, I'm okay now. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. Now the question can be like a bit tricky like this. 3 modulus 20. So whenever this number is lesser than this, we can just simply say this is the answer. Like if I write it like this, 3, we are trying to divide it by 20, so we will get 0 here, right? Because we cannot divide it out. If we want to divide, then we need to add 0 here and we'll add point here. You are getting my point? And when we say point, then remainder doesn't make any sense, like we are going to divide it completely. All right, so simply whenever the number is lesser, we can just say this is the answer. Make sense? Oh, perfect. Okay, now let's move to the next operator we have, which is relational. Relational operator. So what are those relational operators are? Like less than, greater than, less than equal to, or in programming you will write it like this, but in mathematics we write it like this. Less than or equal to. Then we have greater than and equal to. Greater than or equal to, sorry. It's very light. Can you use darker sketch? Okay. So for this specifically, I can try to highlight it. Yeah, it's not. Okay, let me just do one thing. Let me just zoom it out. Is it better now, Mamta? Okay. So we have less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and for rest of the cases I'll use a bit larger font. Okay, not, again it is very small. Not equal to equals to. So these are the operators we have in of category relational operator. I believe everyone knows how they works. So I'm thinking that there is no need to discuss these. If anyone has doubt like how they will work, you are free. You can ask questions. Okay.
Anush, can you please explain the last two only for me? I mean, I'm not
Last,
sure
this
about the
double equals
rest.
to 8.
Yes.
Okay. Let me take one example. So let's say we have int a equal to 10, int b equals to, also we have something called 20, and here what I'm doing is if a is equal b, then just say I'm writing in short system.out.println both are equal, else system.out.println not equal. Okay, so now if I say is 10 is equal to 20, what would be your answer?
No, they are not equal.
That means false, right?
Yes, yes.
Now what if we have 10 here? Then it would be like 10 equal to 10. That means
Both are equal.
both are
For
equal. Then
mm-hmm.
just print this message, right?
Right.
Okay, so I believe you got the idea.
Yes, I got it.
Okay, so when we talk about relational operator, what basically they do, they are basically used for comparison purpose between two operands, like, and they gives their output in boolean, either true or false. Like whenever we will use this operator, any of these, what we will get is either true or false. Like in the same example, if I say 10 less than 20, so we will get what? True, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Okay, we have no question so far. Okay, let me just run that code that we just wrote, 20 and 10. If a is equals to b, then print out both are equal, else print both are not equal. Let me just run it once. So you can see we are getting both are not equal. Now what I am doing is I am making it 20, so both are equal now, and you can just see we are getting both are equal, right? Now I was saying they will always give their answer in a boolean. So how to validate that? Control X, boolean res. I'm taking a variable result. So you can see there is no compilation error in this line number 6. Means when we do comparison, we are going to get a boolean. If I say int, we are getting compilation error. Then you just read the message. Cannot convert from boolean to int. Right?
Right.
We have seen this kind of error in past, right?
Right.
Even if it is like this, again, it's gonna be true or false, right?
Okay.
Every time we use relational operators, they evaluates to
True or false?
boolean variable, true or false. Perfect. Okay. So what we can just say is a boolean. Okay, and when we use if, then obviously the statement we are writing here must be evaluated to a boolean. Like in res, we will have something called true or false, and we can just use it here. Make sense?
Yeah. Clear.
All right. Okay, perfect. Okay, guys, anybody has any doubt in these 6 operators? If no doubt, then we can move to the next one. Please confirm. I'm waiting. Go ahead. All right. All right, guys. Thank you. Let me talk the next one, which is bitwise. Okay. So before moving to bitwise, let me discuss the logical. Logical operator. So for logical, what we have is and. We have the pipe symbol. This is called logical OR. And then we have NOT. So now what is the purpose of these logical operators? Anybody has any idea like when we use logical operators? Whenever we want to combine more than one condition, we can use these two and an OR. NOT is for different purpose. Whenever we want to combine two condition, we can use these logical operator. Which one? And or. So it depends on our scenario, like what kind of situations we are going to write. Okay, now let me take a small example. For example, we have a percentage that is getting input by a user, based on the percentage, we need to decide the division. Whether it is, let me call it pass with honor, like if it is greater than 60%, 75%, when it is between 60 to 75, 75 is not included. I am saying when it is greater than 60 or even equal to, and it is less than 75, then let's just say first division. And we will have similar cases later on. Okay, now you can see here for first division I'm taking two.
Anuj, your screen is not visible to us.
Not visible. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes.
So what I was telling you, we have a percentage that will be entered by user. Okay, based on that percentage we need to decide the user division, like whether he or she is passed with first division or with honors or with second division, third division, or whether he or she was failed. So based on some criteria, like for if he scored greater than 75, we'll say pass with honor. If he has scored 60 or less than 75, between this range we will say first division. Like 50 greater than equal to 50 to less than 60, we will say second division, something like that. So we want to perform this kind of operation, then we can use this AND operator. How? Like you can see there is two condition I'm writing in one place, like percentage is greater than equal to 60 and it is less than 75, then only print first division. You're getting my point, like how we can use AND operator. Still not visible my screen?
It's visible.
Oh, okay, fine. So have you got idea like how we can use AND operator? Let me just give you a brief example that we were discussing. Okay, so far we haven't learned like how to take input from user. Okay, so I'm writing a couple of lines. Just do remember for a couple of days, like if we want to read something from a user, then we need to write these 3-4 lines. Okay, so we are making an object of scanner class, and for that what we did is we have imported scanner class here, right? Scanner sc is equals to new scanner, and we are going to define the source, like from where we are going to read the data. So source can be a file, source can be a keyboard. So basically we are going to read from a keyboard. So what we need to do is we need to pass system.in as a parameter. System.in represents your keyboard, standard input device. Okay, now using this sc, so I took it sc. You can take it whatever you want, like I can say it, let me name it kbd, shortcut for keyboard. Okay, and if we want to read a number, we can simply say kbd dot next int, and it will read a number from keyboard and it will return us that number. We can store that number into a variable. So in our case, I'm taking it as a number, not number, let me call it percentage. Okay, so we will ask for the percentage from the user. So when we say next dot int, so what will happen? It will wait for user input. So user will not get any idea like why the programming is waiting, and yes, just path of that file we can give inside file constructor. Mamta, I'll show you very quick. So what we can do is for that, new file, and here we can pass the path like this. I believe it makes sense, Mamta. So your path name would go here. All right. Okay. So before reading that number, we should prompt user to enter a number. So what I'll do for that, enter a number between 1 to 100 or 0 to 100. These are the valid number. I'm not going to keep any validation for now. I'm just assuming user is not cheating the system. He or she will enter only 0 to 100, but yes, we can keep our validation as well. Like we can force the user to enter a particular range. If we want, we can implement that too. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss that for now. If we enter above 100, will it give error? It will not give error, Mamta. This is your task. Like you are very curious to know. That's I'm telling. Like I'm not going to discuss that step. Yes, we can put some validation. Like if user has entered something wrong, we can forcefully indicate like enter the number in this range only. Otherwise, we will not entertain you, and we will keep asking, right? So do some research on that. Definitely, I'll discuss it later on. Give it a try, Mamta. I'll discuss it on Monday. All right, and give it a try. Because we haven't discussed loop, that's why I'm not telling how we can put validation over there, right? So it's a hint for you. We will use a loop to put some validation and keep forcing the user to enter only the correct values that we actually want to be entered, right? So user will enter a number between 0 to 100. Can you post this in chat box? What I need to post in chat, Mamta? Program, the one I'm working on, right? Yes, I'll do that. Let me complete it first. Okay, so we have percentage with us. Now what we need to do is we need to make some checks, like if percentage is greater than or equal to 75, we will say passed with pass with honor. All right, then we will have else. In else, we will again check if the percentage is greater than equal to 60, and here is that operator that we are discussing came into picture, and percentage is less than 75, then we'll consider it a first division. And we will have some other cases as well. Let me just quickly copy and paste. Guys, keep an eye on my screen and keep following. And in case you have any doubt, I'll just going to discuss those doubts as well after completion of this. So next case was for second division, that was for greater than 50 and less than 60. All right, and the next case we have is for third division, that is, let me take 40 to 50, and let me change the message as well. So this is for second division and the last one is for third division. And we have one more case. In this we are not going to do anything, we'll just say else fail. What is the error? I think I have misplaced something. Yeah, let me complete it again. So we have one more case, that is for fail condition. One second, guys. Okay. I'm writing it incorrect. It would be else if. And it would be else. And we'll say failed. Okay. If percentage is very low. Any doubt so far in this question? So the purpose of discussing this question was this AND operator. Whenever we want to combine more than one condition, we can just use like this. When we want both the condition must be true, then only we can use it. Like if we want to give an option, then we can use OR. Okay, what we have in chat, how to contact you after class. Okay. Mamta, I'll discuss that in next class, like how you can come reach out to me. Okay, guys, let me know one thing. Do you have any doubt with that program? If no, then I'll run it. No one has doubt, I believe. Okay, let me run it. So you will tell me the number, what I need to enter. So our program is now asking for a number. Enter a number between 0 to 100. What should I enter?
70.
70. In which category it will fall? Between 60 to 75. Then that means it's a first division, right?
Yeah.
Any doubt? Okay. Now let me quickly run it with the command prompt. So to compile a class, what we need to do is we need to write Java C class name.java like I did. So you can see it has created a class file here. And let me just show you the timestamp as well, like 11:17. Let me just delete it so that you guys can believe me. I'm not cheating. Okay. It's 11:20 and you can just see it's 11:20 here. Wait for a moment. Let it be 21 and let me just delete it and create it again. Okay. So I have deleted that file. You can see there is no .class file here, right? I'm compiling it again. So when I do compile, it will create a .class file or the bytecode if everything goes well. So you can see here we have a file that is called test1.class, right? Now we can run it using the Java command. So it is asking for a number. Let me take 33 in this case. So you can see failed, like percentage is too low. The minimum criteria to pass is 40. You getting my point, guys? Anybody has any doubt?
Yeah, can I see the program again?
Yes, sure. And let me post that program in chat as well. So here is the program. Do copy it from here. Okay, guys, we are almost at the end of the session. I would like to invite you all if you have any questions, or I would like to know your feedback, like if I'm going to very slow or very fast or on moderate pace. Because some of the guys in this batch are really new to a programming language, so that's why I'm taking like a little slow this. So what is your opinion, guys, like whether we are going on a right pace or we need to speed up?